It's 8 o'clock on Today, and coming up, staying strong.
Did you believe back then that you would ever reach this point?
I never thought I'd be like this.
Meredith Vieira sits down with chimp attack survivor Charla Nash amid her setback following face transplant surgery. Plus, Al's Adventure, our week-long celebration of national parks, heads to San Francisco as Al visits Alcatraz.
Is this the infamous Broadway?
This is the infamous Broadway.
Then sleeps among the sequoias for a father-daughter campout.
Giant sequoia, bear, a thunderstorm, and sleep.
Quite the camping experience.
It is.
And Kate the Great.
Excuse me for arriving this way. What a delightful family pose.
Kate Beckinsale by Studio 1A to talk about life, love, and friendship. Today, Wednesday, May 11th, 2016.
We're back now, 8 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. It's the 11th day of May, 2016. Stop and take a gander at the nice people out on the plaza this morning. We thank them for coming down, although we don't really have to thank them because the weather's beautiful.
It is.
Great day. And coming up, by the way, Al is on the road again. He left me in New Mexico yesterday, headed off to San Francisco. More on the national parks. Al.
That's right. We're celebrating 100 years of the National Park Service, and one of the most popular right behind me, Alcatraz. 1.4 million people come here every year. Take a behind-the-scenes tour in just a little bit. Guys?
All right, looking forward to that, Al. Thank you. Let's head inside to Tamron. She's in for Natalie with the check of the top stories.
Good morning, everyone. Investigators are trying to figure out why a man went on a deadly stabbing spree that ended with chaos at a Massachusetts mall. Police in Taunton, Massachusetts say 28-year-old Arthur DeRosa began his rampage by crashing a car, then forcing his way into a house where he stabbed two people, killing an elderly woman. Next, he drove to a mall, crashed into a store, and stabbed several more people, one fatally. He was shot and killed by an off-duty deputy. A cousin said DeRosa had been feeling suicidal and had sought medical treatment. A week after suspending his campaign for president, Ted Cruz has returned to his job in the Senate, but he appeared to keep his options open Tuesday, saying that he'd assess the situation if circumstances change. Cruz also withheld an endorsement of Donald Trump as the Republican nominee. Trump, meanwhile, is preparing to meet tomorrow with House Speaker Paul Ryan, who is also refusing to endorse him at this time. Earlier on today, former Trump rival Senator Marco Rubio said his differences with Trump remain, but Rubio said he stands by his pledge to support the party's choice.
What I don't intend to do is spend the next 6 months, by the way, taking shots at Donald. Whether we like it or not, he has earned the right to make his case to the American people. He earned it at the ballot box, and I'll respect that.
Rubio said that despite his reservations about Trump, he's even more afraid of Hillary Clinton being in control. And now to some frightening surveillance video that shows a worker fall more than 3 stories at Philadelphia's Rodin Museum. We want to warn you, some viewers certainly may find this very disturbing. The video is at the top of your screen. Out of nowhere, this man falls violently to the ground. The engineer was inspecting some lighting when the glass floor gave way, sending him plunging 38 feet to the ground. This happened back in 2012, but the man was just awarded $7.2 million. That's the settlement he received. He suffered multiple fractures and spent more than a month and a half in the hospital. That is unbelievable.
And it's tough footage.
Oh, it is.
And I almost said, let me show it again, because there is something. It's a little interesting that there's a guy in it who kind of runs away. And I hope he's the guy who eventually came back to help the guy.
When I looked at it, it appears he didn't know if it was glass,
the whole ceiling was
going
to.
to.
Exactly.
But nevertheless, it's incredible this man survived this. And yeah, I think the guy there was running, and it looks like a different person was coming back, but he thought the glass, because you would hear the glass first and not know
think
that
the
there
roof
was
was coming down.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Understandable. Tamron, thank you very much. Up next, why a British baroness is calling this her most embarrassing moment. We'll tell you what's wrong with that picture.
Plus, he's not sorry why Justin Bieber says he will no longer take pictures with fans.
And today exclusive, chimp attack survivor Charla Nash speaks out to Meredith Vieira about a recent setback with her face transplant. But first, these messages.
We're back 8:09, trending time, everybody.
How many friends do you have?
Real friends?
Real friends.
I don't know, maybe 10 good solid ones.
20? Good 20? Sure.
Thousands.
Thousands of
I don't
friends.
know.
No, those are Twitter followers.
I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of friends.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's something that might get a little bit of attention, all right? The people you think are your friends probably aren't.
Oh.
It's a suggestion from a fascinating new study from MIT and Tel Aviv University. Found that almost half of the people we consider friends don't think that the feeling is mutual.
Wow.
So 50% of those people you call a friend might not say the same thing about you. Researchers say the findings suggest people are bad at judging how others feel about them.
Well, that's why I labeled 10, because I think I've met strong friends each point of my life. My best friend since age 4, then I have a great friend from middle school, high school, college, and then other points in your life, right?
But the question is, yes, but the question, do you think there are people out there saying, oh yeah, Willie, we're friends, we're friends, and you would go,
I'm actually going through the list of my friends. I'm going to send a blast email this morning to all my friends. Are we really
Let
friends?
me know where you stand.
Yes or no? Maybe it's how you define friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like if you socialize at all, I would consider that person a friend.
Sure.
oh no, that's not
That's
what
an
I
acquaintance.
said.
You don't?
That's
No,
an acquaintance,
friends are real
right?
people like you call in a time of need.
You can cry on the phone with.
So what's your number? How many you think?
5.
Yeah?
Something like
Like
that.
real
Wait a
ones.
minute.
Right.
Does
Real friend.
I consider us.
You're on the cusp.
Oh my gosh! I was like, I know I'm not top 5. All right, it's better we just drop this one. All right, now the gaffe going viral all over the world. A British baroness was in Vietnam recently addressing entrepreneurs. In the crowd, she thought somebody who was a 6-year-old boy. Well, she picked him up for a hug, which is super sweet. Problem is, this is not a 6-year-old boy. This is a 22-year-old man. Luckily, both sides are being a really good sport about the situation. On Twitter, the Baroness made fun of herself, saying this was her most embarrassing moment. And on Facebook, Ben posted a photo of his ID card to verify his age, and he called the Baroness his idol.
The good news is they're both registered at Pottery Barn now.
And they're both officially friends. There you have it.
There you go.
All right, now to Justin Bieber and what he will not do for his fans anymore. Plus, Ellen's latest prank against Matt. It's now expanded into another member of the team.
She just keeps coming, Matt. Let's start, though, with Justin Bieber saying sorry this morning, but standing his ground, refusing to take any more photos with his fans. In an Instagram post on Tuesday, Justin wrote, if you happen to see me out somewhere, know that I'm not going to take a picture. I'm done taking pictures. It's got to the point that people won't even say hi to me or recognize me as a human. I feel like a zoo animal, and I want to be able to keep my sanity. Justin went on to say, I realize people will be disappointed, but I don't owe anybody a picture. Justin echoing similar comments you might remember made recently by Amy Schumer. Next to the movie reunion, it's 24 years in the making, A League of Their Own, the movie that gave us the famous line, there's no crying in baseball. Recently, Gina Davis reunited with several cast members. The ladies playing a game of softball in Bentonville, Arkansas. All of it to support Gina's film festival, which showcases female voices in media. It's nice.
That is cool.
All right, Matt, here we go. Finally,
boy.
Ellen DeGeneres is on a roll. Yesterday, Matt responded to her Met Gala stunt, vowing revenge. So today on her show, Ellen airs her latest prank, and this time, she does not stop at Matt.
Well, I'm sorry, Matt, and you're right. I should not have done that. But I don't think that was the full clip. Did we show the full clip? No, there's more. Let's see the rest.
I have a long flight home to think about something, but I'll take any amount of
Please, Ellen, please stop.
We have some serious work to do.
We really do.
We do. All right.
You got
Wow. Wow. That's
I mean,
all we can say.
Wow.
You can confirm you're working on something?
I'm collateral damage.
Yeah. We can also.
We're all collateral damage.
That clip also proves it was cold in the desert yesterday morning. Never mind.
We got it. Clip Al's mic.
Yes,
clip it.
Willie, always good to have you here. Thanks for that.
Yep. Glad I could help out.
Oh, I got goosebumps.
We move on now to more of our special series celebrating 100 years of the National Park Service. And Al is there in San Francisco Bay, where he visited one of America's most popular national parks, Alcatraz Island. Hey, Al.
Hey guys, how you doing? Right there, you can see the city of San Francisco. Well, a mile and a half away is Alcatraz. This prison was feared not just in this country, but all around the world. In fact, people said if you broke the rules, you went to prison. If you break the rules in prison, you end up in Alcatraz. It's a place as mysterious today as it was 50 years ago. Alcatraz, a federal prison from 1934 to 1963, locking away some of the country's most notorious criminals. Al Capone was here. He played the banjo in the prison band. James Whitey Bulger spent 3 years here when he was 30, just about the same time as the infamous Birdman of Alcatraz, Robert Stroud.
Alcatraz, still escape-proof.
The Rock promising to be inescapable. Who were the prisoners that came to Alcatraz?
The prisoners that came to Alcatraz were people who got in trouble while in other federal prisons.
Batum has been a park ranger at Alcatraz for more than 20 years. What was it about this place that made it so escape-proof?
Well, for one thing, you have water, cold water surrounding this island.
The strong currents.
Strong currents, that's right. And you had one guard to every 3 convicts here on the island.
Most inmates on the Rock lived on what they called Broadway. Is this the infamous Broadway?
This is the infamous Broadway. If you were a prisoner on the island, this is where your first home would be, in one of these cells.
Haunting images often seen in movies even today. Hollywood helping build the mystique of Alcatraz.
Welcome to Alcatraz.
Escape from Alcatraz was based on the real-life escape of 3 inmates in 1962.
They got through that utility corridor right there.
Mm-hmm. How did they cut through?
Well, we believe they used spoons they got from the mess hall, and they also used a drill they made from a vacuum cleaner motor.
Their bodies never found. Questions even today. Was it the perfect escape? Bill Baker served time here in his 20s for cashing fraudulent checks. Today, he's an author and celebrity on the Rock. You think they made it to the mainland?
I kind of think they do. I think they did.
Potentially escaping both the prison and its hardened inmates.
Everybody who came here, with the exception of a few, came here for breaking rules in other prisons. We'd already been in the hole maybe a dozen times, broke a lot of rules. We were a bunch of hard-headed convicts before we got here.
Baker served time at the Rock with another legend of Alcatraz, Robert Stroud, the Birdman, kept in solitary.
I got to know him very well. He was a sociopath, I would say.
George DiVincenzo spent nearly a decade as a guard at the Rock, watching over the Birdman.
I would put a little table about 2 or 3 feet high with a checkerboard on top. I put a chair in front of it, and Robert and I used to play checkers 1 or 2 hours the most. I'm not proud to admit it, but I did do that.
Ranger Benny took me to the D block, where the Birdman spent a lot of time.
This was the hole. This is where you were locked in that cell, like one of these cells here, up into 19 days.
Oof.
Yeah, not a place you would want to be.
But as brutal as Alcatraz was known to be, some inmates actually requested it. Why? You got your own cell. Whitey Bulger reportedly was a fan. He may have come back as a tourist while on the run from the FBI. This photo surfacing recently of him and his girlfriend, believed to be from the 1990s. There was a rumor that in the 90s he came back for a visit, as a tourist. Do you think he would have done something like that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
If Bulger did come back, it was easy to slip in. That's because since opening in 1973, Alcatraz has become one of the most popular national parks with more than 1 million visitors each year. Sure, they come to hear about the legends of the Rock, but also the incredible history of it as well.
It was occupied by Native American protesters in the 1970s before becoming a national park. Now, it's a bird sanctuary too, home to more than 10,000 seabirds. The Birdman of Alcatraz himself just may have approved.
We were really thrilled to get a little behind the scenes there at Alcatraz, and in fact so much so that I almost ended up spending the night. They took my mug shot and were prepared to book me. That's not a good look. But by the way, guys, there's a little there's a little Today Show connection to Alcatraz. You see that building there right by the lighthouse? That's the warden's quarters. Well, back in the 50s, the warden was interviewed live by Dave Garroway on the Today Show at that building.
Wow.
So it's kind of a neat little bit of history with the Today Show and Alcatraz.
That's very, very cool. Al, while you're there, can we ask you to do double duty? How about a check of the weather?
Absolutely. I had to be here anyway, so let's show you what we've got going on. Again, we're talking about some heavy rain, thunderstorms, isolated tornadoes possible, stretching from the plains all the way back into the Mississippi River Valley. We do have a risk of severe storms, including an enhanced risk from Abilene to Fort Smith. 23 million people at risk for strong storms, and we've got a lot of dense fog in the Mississippi River Valley, Chicago right now, ground stop at O'Hare. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. Not a very pretty day outside. Cloudy skies and mist and fog out there in spots right now. A little bit of light rain now pushing into Page and Shenandoah counties, also northern parts of Fauquier County and Manassas. So just be on the lookout for some light rain here moving in during the mid to late morning hours and probably leaving sometime just after lunch. So temperatures are in the 50s now. We'll gradually climb into the mid and upper 60s by later on this afternoon. Tomorrow, another day socked in with clouds and temperatures near 70. Not a whole lot of rain tomorrow, though.
That's your latest weather. Hey, guys, in our next half hour, we continue our celebration of the national parks. Leela, my 17-year-old, and I did a little camping trip to Sequoia, not too far from here. We'll show you that coming up.
All right, Al, we're looking forward to that. Thank you very much.
In our next half hour, we're going to have much more of Al and a look at who's here, Meredith Vieira. She spent a lot of time over the years with chimp attack survivor Charla Nash. And Meredith, you actually stopped by to see her again recently.
I did, and I absolutely love her. I've seen her several times over the years, and she's probably the most inspirational person that I've ever met. After that harrowing attack 7 years ago, she had numerous surgeries and a groundbreaking face transplant. But just recently, Charla was back in the hospital when her body began to reject that transplant. I'm so excited to see you again.
Thank you, me too.
To see her progress close up is truly remarkable.
I can't tell you, sitting across from you, how dramatic the difference is.
I've come a long way.
She sure has. And if you know Charla Nash, you'd expect nothing less, despite a recent setback.
Doctors discovered that your body seemed to be rejecting the face transplant. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, this one biopsy said a slight rejection.
The rejection came after Charla's participation in a military-funded study.
The purpose was to wean you off anti-rejection medication because of the side effects. I know your dad was in the Air Force. Why was it important for you to be part of that study?
Well, it would help all the servicemen and women, but the study is not a failure, it's a success. It learned so much from all-night testing.
And luckily, Charla's face will be fine, relying on the treatment of medication she took before. It's been a long road for Charla Nash since the attack 7 years ago.
He's killing my friend!
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee!
Her nose, mouth, eyelids, and hands were ripped off by her employer's 200-pound pet chimpanzee. The vicious mauling left Charla Nash permanently blind. We first met months after the attack. Her face was destroyed, but not her resilience.
I just want to go on with my life and get better.
Following countless medical procedures, doctors at Boston's Brigham and Women's Hospital performed the country's first ever double hand and face transplant. The hands failed to thrive, but her face was a success.
Can you touch your face with your thumb? Do you ever do that just to feel the...
Yeah, touch it. Oh, I get a tingly feeling that I know I'm touching my skin and my teeth.
Today, the results are profound.
Did you believe back then that you would ever reach this point?
No, I never thought I'd do like this.
Fiercely independent, Charla now lives on her own.
I go this way.
I know you have somebody who comes in Monday through Friday to help out, an aide, but Saturday and Sunday you're on your own. Why was that so important in terms of your recovery?
I've always been independent, and as far as the health, I have just what I need.
She even gets out and about using a transport service for the disabled.
What does that mean to you? Because you could have just decided, I'm just going to stay in my house, I'll wait for the aide to come every day. I don't want to go out.
You feel like you're almost normal. You feel like you're a person again.
A person who loves a bargain. And Charla took me to one of her favorite shopping destinations. They all know her at Savers and love her too.
You want to start a jewelry?
That sounds wonderful.
Come on over here.
Though she can't see, Charla's sense of style is as strong as ever.
I'll try this one.
And so is her generosity.
I bought the star for you.
You bought the star from me?
You're a nice star today.
Oh, Charlie, you're my star.
Hi, thank you.
Charla's grateful for everything, but says she struggles with expenses.
I wish I had more care, but I'm thankful for what I do have.
Name to dial, please.
You're stubborn, you're independent, you're strong-minded, and you got a great sense of humor. Am I right on all of those?
Yeah, and I'm ready. I want to ride horses again.
Do you think you will?
I will.
Despite unimaginable challenges, Charla's spirit is unbreakable, and she finds joy at every turn.
What's your favorite time of day?
The morning, I think.
Why is that?
I hear the birds singing. I can feel the sun, and it's like another good day. Let's get started.
Charla is learning to use a new robotic arm, which will help her manage everyday tasks. She's considering moving back to Connecticut, where she can be close to her beloved daughter, Brianna. You saw a picture of Brianna in the cap and gown. She just got her master's degree, which is incredible. And this is the, I know that Charla's watching. Thank you for my star. I told you I'd wear it. I did.
This is, I've known you a long time,
Yes.
and I've never seen you react to someone the way you've reacted to Charla.
Well, I mean, look what happened to her. And the courage that she's displayed over these 7 years and the determination to just stick with it, and every day is a new day for her. And I don't know, I've never met somebody like that. It's really, really impressive. And she has a great sense of humor. When people say to her, you look great, her normal response is, I've had a little work done.
This is a News 4 Today news break.
Good morning. It's 8:26 now on this Wednesday, May 11th. I'm Aaron Gilchrist, and there's breaking news on the Beltway. Melissa Millay is tracking a 4-mile backup there. Melissa.
4-mile backup, still outer loop at Ritchie Marlboro Road. This is because we have one lane closed because of a nasty pothole that has flattened a bunch of tires here this morning. Another new problem here, inner loop at the Springfield interchange. This just happened. We have the center of the roadway blocked because of a crash there. As we look at the Beltway, you can see the slow spot here over to the right, again in Prince George's County this morning. So allow a little extra time there. Top of the Beltway looking pretty typical. 270 south slow. Aaron?
All right, Melissa, thank you. A check on our forecast right after this.